I'm Sorry You Feel That Way by Rebecca Waite, published by River Run, and this is a novel that is set in and around London mainly, and it is the story of familial dysfunction, and it focuses mainly on the women in the family. So we have Celia, who opens the book, as it were, and she is struggling to find friends, and it's quite a painful odyssey for her, and she eventually ends up taking her best friend's husband-to-be for herself. We then go on to meet Alice and Hannah, and they are young women, and we find out how the relations work between Celia, Hannah and Alice. Alice and Hannah are described as saint and sinner. Now I think that's quite simplistic because it's the way they see the world, and in a way Hannah is quite split in the way she sees things. She sees things more in black and white terms. She has a little bit of mental issues that mean she actually gets sectioned at one point and then has to lead her life. And then there's Alice, who's kind of the goody two-shoes, but Alice is one of these people who's quite disingenuous and doesn't see beyond people's motivations, and in a way just takes everything at face value. So it's not quite the saint and sinner that I would traditionally expect. This is very much a character-driven novel. The plot doesn't particularly exist, and the author kind of takes you through the family. Now, families, it's very difficult sometimes to know where one family member kind of ends and the next one begins. It's kind of like enmeshed, and you get a really good sense of this with this story, as you know, we trawl through the various things, the machinations, the relationships. There's Dad leaves the family, he then goes on to have a relationship with someone else, and then you see the response of Alice and Hannah, who by the way are twins. They're not identical twins, and that in itself actually heightens the responses between all the characters that are in this novel. The writing is really very, very good, and I think the author is so good at observing, you know, the minutiae of people's responses. There is some humour, there's some quite dark stuff, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I think, and when you look at the cover, I mean, just look at the green and the pink. That is just a really good cover to catch the eye, and it certainly drew me in. It kept coming up on my social media timelines, and so I just had to read it. I have, and I recommend it to you. You're with my